So, I'm just going to explore the area around my castle quickly, just carry on doing this. I saw there was some loot up here when I was on the wall, so I'm going to go grab that. Just stuff like this, you know. Anything else that I'm going to discover? No, okay. Apparently there's something up there as well, but I'm too far away to care too much about that now. I need to go and meet Tunon in the Bastard City. Oh shit, look how much more stuff there is. Oh, look, there's the Voices in the Rat. There's Graven Ash. And there's Tunan. And there's the tower that I just took, I guess. Or a tower at least. Seems as if there's a few of them around. Yeah, Sunset Spire, that's one of the ones that I was meant to go and look at. Isn't Haven where... Is Sunset Spire where the river crossing thing is? There seems to be two rivers going there, so it might be. But I'm going to go Bastard City first. 2 days and 12 hours to complete your journey. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Oh, here we go.
You call yourselves officers of Kairos' army, but your conduct falls short of my expectations. The court finds your accounts of Vendrian's well lacking, rife with misdirection and fallacy, foul with baseless accusation. Silence. The contradictions in your statements will be examined, and falsities threshed from truths. If we find you have perjured yourselves, Bled and Mark will see to your fate.
Knife in the shadows. Nice.
Fatebinder, we will start with the matter of the Archons. Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat have declared war upon each other. In addition to violating Kairos' peace, they have thrown the conquest of the Tears into disarray. By all accounts, these hostilities began shortly after your arrival. Tell us what transpired. The Fatebinder presents testimony. I warn you both against speaking out of turn. Something more than a mere disagreement unraveled this campaign. But let us speak of Ascension Hall. The disfavored sing your praises across the realm, though the Scarlet Chorus appealed for charges of treason. Perhaps you can offer a more enlightened account. An efficient solution. The type I would expect from a capable agent. Tell me though, with the edict looming overhead and death the price of failure, why not employ the numerical advantage of the Scarlet Chorus? I will consider this testimony at length. The court thanks you for it. Is there anything your testimony is accepted by the court. The statements of our guests raise questions in my mind. There is much about this campaign that has caused me to wonder. A shipment of iron weapons was short on arrival. Where coveted iron is concerned, I don't believe it to be a clerical error. One of my agents recovered this seal in Echo Call. It belongs to a merchant collective. Lethian's Crossing is teeming with their kind. If you would root out treachery, I would advise starting there. Petitioners, leave us. I would have a private audience with the Fatebinder. Ascend and join me.
Let's chat to this guy. As he returns to the fold, Joe explains in Varian as well as a matter of some discussion. Hey, Kalia. What can I do for you? Has anything happened while I was away? There have been whispers that Cairn grew disloyal to Graven Ash's command during the campaign in Azure. I took up the mantle of investigating near Plainsgate and, judging the rumours to be true, dispatched Cairn by proclaiming Kairos' Edict of Stone. The very earth turned against the traitorous Archon as the region split asunder in righteous judgment. Nice. How have you occupied? I'm less concerned about the armies than the Archons themselves. There can be no order when mountains collide. Who would you see as a champion? They're both at fault. You misunderstand my intent. Yeah, I just want to say that these guys suck, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric's going the wrong way. Of course he'd go the way of the disfavoured, wouldn't he? Look at that. Of course he'd go with the disfavoured. Where are they all going? Are they just gonna stand either side of the thing, I guess? Whatever. Need to go talk to my boy Tunon.
This civil war, this feud, is an insult to Kairos' peace. It should not have taken the better part of a year to silence the last vestiges of the Oathbreakers. Our allies squabble while our enemies regroup. It falls upon the court to measure the extent of the damage, and to execute the agents of disorder. I suspect that treachery, negligence, disunity, and greed have infected one or both of our esteemed allies. Until you are instructed otherwise, this matter is the court's primary focus. Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat must be examined in close detail. You are charged with observing the Archons and presenting your case that one of them has wrought chaos and disorder upon the tiers. It's possible, but the momentum of the conquest up to this point suggests otherwise. The failure at Vendrian's Well implies a coordinated will behind the chaos. As always,
Okay.
you'll be held
Fair
accountable
enough.
for what you do in the court's name. But you are free to conduct your investigation in the manner of your choosing. You must expect lies, misdirection. The disfavored seem the logical first step in your inquiry. The Legion holds you in some esteem, and Graven Ash has shown deference to the court in times past. No doubt the disfavored will be rife with accusations and evidence against the voices of Nerat. Graven Ash is a noble man, but never underestimate his capacity for deception. A wise general succeeds by knowing. You should, of course, speak with the Scarlet Chorus and gather their testimony. But it stands to reason that most in the chorus would sooner brag about a pauldron fashioned from your skull than entertain your questions. Do not regret killing the rabble that impede your investigation. They will be easily replaced. Your fellow Fatebinders have been busy acting as my eyes and ears. I have a few leads for you to follow. You should, of course, speak with your brothers and sisters of the court if you need further counsel. The disfavored have made use of the Sage's network of dovecotes and messenger birds as they come under capture. I've heard multiple claims of strategic communications gone missing. The Sages are broken, their citadel in flames, but they were not slaughtered to the last. Some of their numbers still congregate around the smoking husk of their burning library. If they have been reading disfavored communications, learn what they learned, then execute them. There is a final matter to discuss. A sensitive topic. In spite of the many shortcomings of Vendrian's well, you managed to make a name for yourself. You proclaimed any one of these feats would be worthy of recognition by the highest authority. You managed to accomplish 3. Your sense of obligation to your role is admirable, but modesty will not recommend you to the task ahead. Whether by design or by accident, you have captured the attention of Kairos' army and the local tiersmen alike. This is no small opportunity. You have a title in our hierarchy. However, it's a little-known secret that one's standing in the world is determined by their infamy, their deeds, and how they come to be known. Mind this notion as you bring justice to this lawless frontier. There may come a time when your deeds speak for you louder than any title. If your killing spree in the bastard city is any indication, you are no stranger to spreading infamy already. Whatever you did to capture the attention of the masses at Vendrian's well, I would encourage you to do so again. Good. It falls to us to set a new standard for these southern barbarians. You are dismissed.
Whoa.
Should the court have need
Whoa.
of your presence, you will receive word. Go forth and do my bidding, and bring glory and honor to the tears in Kairos' name.
I feel like it would make more sense rather than having the gavel sound. This is for all of their thing. They do this all the time in this game. Rather than having the gavel sound as a separate sound effect that triggers when the speech starts at the same time as the speech, to sometimes just have the gavel sound in the end of the recorded speech so that as you're reading along with it, the gavel sound happens as it says the gavel sound happens, you know? I don't feel like that's a hard thing to do. But then again, this is what I've just spent 3 years at uni doing, so... who are these people? Didn't think I'd make it out that pass alive. Anything beats a prolonged siege, faint by now. Enjoy the war while you can. You can talk to me. I'm ill at ease in this polished hall. It's a reprieve from the battlefield and training grounds. If Ash needs me to stay here and represent his interests throughout the occupation, then I'll be up for the task. Okay, so these people are not giving me anything at all. Oh, these are all faint binders? Okay, cool. Okay, how have you occupied your time in the bastard city? Hunan sends me on assignments here and there. I settle disputes between the locals when the adjudicator is otherwise occupied. Everything from trade disagreements to pushing chorus squatters out of basements. Real rewarding work. Okay. Then let's talk to this guy. Ah, Marifuin, you return, unscathed and more acclaimed than ever. That seems to be your way. Nice, I'm favour free with these guys now. The Fate Binder of War. Claps you good-naturedly and with excessive strength from the back. Come, you must regale me with all your journey has held. I could use a moment of respite between friends. What has reached me regarding your negotiation tactics at Apex, I must admit. I'm impressed you made any headway with the southern wretches. If they are open to reason, it would seem they aren't as ignorant as the Archon of War would have us believe. Come, let us speak freely. How are you singled out to become a Fate Binder? I cannot speak for other Fate Binders, but I joined the court when I was still a boy. I have been imprisoned with a death sentence for the crime of desecrating corpses. This is sounding like the story I set out for myself. Apart from desecrating corpses, but that's a bit weird. It was nothing so exciting, as you'll no doubt imagined. I was merely burning corpses that awaited burial before the local authority could see me to the gallows. The adjudicator claimed to me a great talent waiting to be realized, needed only to be steered. Why burn the bodies? Fair enough. Was it a crime? Superstitious. Okay, let's talk about something else. Friends like these, our work is often self-explanatory. Just got the chorus first. Is that Rugless? I don't know. Okay. Well, he asked me what I'd done, so... Fate panoramas fingers. Someday I would like to witness for myself this tower that has risen from the realms like a blade thrust into the sky. I would like to hear of your past histories. Okay, cool. And then this guy, this is Rugless. Okay. Fatebinder, you return. You look as if you have questions for me to untangle. Ask, I am feeling generous. Okay, so some of these are just straight history and some of them might be kind of useful. What, the two who are standing right there? Right, I'm not super interested in that. With which should I start? Tell me about the old walls. We know little enough about the ancient structures, save that they predate all historical record. The foreboding ruins crisscross the tiers in the north like centuries before we raised our cities. The only one old enough to guess is likely Kairos. Tell me about the Bane. The Bane are found in old walls, but much of their defining qualities still escape me. They are creatures of smoke, claw, and fang. If you find yourself unfortunate enough to fight one, remember that spells are effective against them, but grab the attention of others lurking near. Okay. The tiers. Okay, no, that's just history stuff. And what the sages? I will not speak of the sages. They are no better than charlatans and cons, wholly selfish in their ill pursuit to hoard all knowledge from others. Wow. Okay. It's interesting. I'm glad he thinks the sages are the reason for the burning of the library, because let's not forget I did that. I am glad that I did that. Oh shit, hello? I was not expecting this. Blendon Mark. Welcome back, kid. Assuming as it would have been to watch the edict drop. I guess I'm glad you live. Archon of Shadows, roused from a faraway stare, turning to face you with a smiling smile. Oh, is this the guy? Yeah, this is the guy who he said would kill them if they, yeah. Here you threw your rings on Graven Ash's side. Not a bad bet to pick the Archon of War. But tell me the truth, did you go with Ash because it seemed like the right thing to do? Or because supporting the voices was a worse option? I gained 2 sets of favour with Belden Mark, apparently. Okay. Or was one of them that I gained favour and one a level of favour? I don't know. His favour did nothing if not blinded devoted to their general. And though few in number, they are surprisingly difficult to kill. I don't have to like it to understand it. We both have our ways for turning the tides of war. All that matters is that the Edict of Execution was stayed. Those stationed at Vendrian's Well should be thanking you for their lives. Now I assume you're off to go meet with Ash, but first, you and I need to have a little chat. I'm listening. Everyone's keeping an eye on you because you did something nobody's done before. Got a guess as to what that might be? Smart guess, but there's been a few others over the centuries to have outlived their honour of proclamation twice. But sure, it's true that most don't survive it. You're the first to proclaim and resolve the very same edict, and it didn't kill you. Okay. In one fell swoop, you survived your second edict, resolving the very one you had proclaimed, and woke an arcane structure that had slept for several centuries. Kairos only knows if you should, but others will hear what you've done, and they'll assume it's important. They could come to see you as a rival for the Overlord's attention and seek to remedy the problem of your rising significance. I don't care what you do with the information, but you should know the danger you're in now that you've put yourself on the map. Sticking with this disfavoured is a smart idea, kid. At least smarter than getting mixed up with the Archon of Secrets. You'll never really be one of them, but if you value Ash's warriors, they'll serve you the best they can. Thanks for the advice. Nice, all the people in the court like me. And I realised before this guy appeared that Lady Lucreus has a different name to all the other people, so I'm going to chat to her. Oh, greetings. You have a look of someone who belongs here. Fate binder, no doubt. You need something from me? What are all these nobles doing in Tunan's court? Trying to look brave, I warrant. But if you crane an ear to any of their conversations, you'll hear a different tale. 3 years since Tyranny set up shop in the Bastard City, we're still getting used to our new masters and trying to figure out what we can and can't ask of them. How has the Bastard City fared since the conquest? Kairos' forces took the city as we expected them to, without mercy or restraint. The Scarecrow spilled more blood than we had to give. The disfavoured took their share of slaves after the Gates of Judgment. It was a dark day when we watched our countrymen hoard supplies of overlords. What brings a noble like yourself to Newland's court? Like the rest of the frightened inbreds here, I came to see Tyranny and ask him to right a wrong. My manor was destroyed during the conquest. I told the adjudicator my woes, but we didn't exactly see eye to eye. Okay, what is Thistleholm? It was my family's ancestral hall. The oldest stones dated back to the years when the Bastard City was naught but a dozen roofs and wagons clustering for warmth. Compared to the houses of the great lords, it was nothing special. Age had softened the wood, and its queer placement in the warehouse district set it apart from the finer grounds, where lords and ladies strolled for amusement. It was a mess, but our mess all the same. I would invite you over for tea, something stronger even, but it would only disappoint. You'll find naught there but a gaping hole. Collateral damage happened when the adjudicator cast his judgment on the Bastard City. He destroyed the districts of corrupt merchant kings, their manors, their counting houses, and yes, their warehouses. Age, dignified Thistleholm collapsed as a massive sinkhole under their foundations. Whilst the city laws may not have been perfect by Kyros's standards, but my family followed them with respect and never took a copper ring more than we deserved. I can't help but feel that my estate was not the criminal Tyranny had in mind during his sentencing. So what are you going to do next? That's the question, isn't it? I appealed to the adjudicator, thinking he would see reason. After considering my case for all of 8 seconds, he awarded me a belt of rings and a plot of land on the outskirts of the city. Junan told me to build anew and start farming. Farming, can you believe that? It's not even that I'm opposed to the labour, but we're in a war. I can't have the Scarlet Chorus breathing down my neck, raiding my crops, and Kyros knows what else. I come from a long line of smart, ring-savvy merchants, but even I can't repudiate Tynan's justice for Kyros's law. There's something wrong about it all. Maybe Tynan knows something I don't, or maybe... Good day.
Right.
Let's go. There are the sinkholes he was talking about. Whew. So the Iron Hearth is where the disfavors are set up. That looks like the face of the Voices of Narat. So I'm assuming... yeah, the howling masses of Narat's horde reside here. It's very interesting, little bits like this, like the Burning Library entrance. Like this map, there's probably 2 versions of this map. One for if you burn it and one for if you don't, and such like that. And there might be 2 versions of every map, you know, which makes it very interesting. When you think of how differently this could all go. So I can either go to Sunset Spire and Leviathan's Crossing and try and work out that stuff, or I can go straight to Iron Hearth and talk to the dude there. I feel like part of me is like, no, I'm doing Tunan's will. This playthrough is Tunan's will, and I should go straight down to here. But then another part of me is like, I do want to... I could just head there, you know, head there on the way down to Iron Hearth and just find out what's happening with the towers. So there's one big wall there, which has this big hole in it, which I assume we busted through. Then another wall down there, which is a busted through hole, and a sort of backup wall there, which I don't know why it's sort of through the mountains. It's a bit weird, but let's first save the game. And then let's leave. I'm gonna pop to Sunset Spire. Goddamn mercenaries. There's more stuff to learn now as well. The Bronze Brotherhood? What the fuck is this?
Sorry, I can't.
Talk to Welby. Welcome to Ironhall Trail, Fatebinder of Tunan. So these people don't know me yet. Okay. My name is Welby, first axe of the Bronze Brotherhood, though I'm not sure that title matters anymore. Never mind, you needn't be burdened with my problems. While I appreciate you coming to me before speaking to Raetonen, you will need to be careful. He has of late been acting out of sorts, and any perceived slight can become a problem for the one who offends him. Choose your words with him carefully. Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. While it's true we have in recent years been a little more stationary than your typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services can be purchased if the price is right. The voices made an offer to assure our cooperation and we took it. If I had known Kairos would try to have us thrown out of our home afterwards, well, I probably would have still taken the rings, but I would have had a little more prepared for the inevitable conflict. Raetonen will try to sell you on our long and noble traditions, like we're some kind of altruistic saints who can do no wrong. But that story is as old and smelly as Graham Beastman's tail hairs. I'm not going to take a job that doesn't seem right to me, but a ring's a ring, and I'll go where the money leads me. One point Raetonen and I will agree on is, we did a job for Kairos, but we were not treated fairly. The Brotherhood is strong, and we have the numbers. We will fight to the last man. I just don't agree with Raetoten's methods. That's all for now. Alright. Okay. Absolutely not. I have come through Ironhall trails more times than I can remember. No one ever asked me for a toll before, and I won't be paying one now. Fatebinder, surely you of all people can help me. My name is Asthair, and I must get to Leviathan's Crossing. I have goods to deliver. Tell this man I will not be paying a toll to him or anyone, and he is to let me through. Leviathan's Crossing. Okay. Greetings, Fatebinder. I'm sorry you have been drawn into this. What you've stumbled into here is merely a conflict of the changing times. I am Will of the Bronze Brotherhood. Ironhall Trail is under our protection, and anyone passing through must obey our rules. If this gentleman would like passage through our land, a simple donation is required. These funds help our cause and keep Ironhall a safe place for all travellers. Clearly you both can see the value of that. And who exactly is keeping it safe? You standing there with your weapons ready against me? I'm naught but a travelling merchant. I have no money to spare, and I certainly pose no threat to anyone. Keep this area safe indeed. You are the only threat here. Fatebinder, please talk some sense into this man. So, I have a doubt with these people because they worked for Narat. But the other person seemed cool. They're just mercenaries doing a thing. I'll pay for the dude and just be like, let's just go. I'm now, we've passed the war. I'm trying to keep peace for the adjudicator, for Tunan, all that. Who is Ray Totem? He's the current leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. Where can I find him? Current leader. I will speak with Ray Totem. Oh, what? He's just going to appear? And here's the Fate Binder. I knew we'd see you, I was just wondering when. What brings you out when no one asked you to come? I don't care why you're here. I'm sure you already know. Couldn't help you see over there, talking to Will, traveling merchant, only here for a moment and already sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, aren't you? I never actually asked to come through, I want to mention that. I never actually asked to come through. He keeps calling it his land. I'm pretty sure this isn't his land. I think that's the first thing I definitely want to say.
Right.
I'm interested to go and speak to this lady again. Oh, it's her. Okay. This sounds like Narat work right here. This really sounds like Narat work. They work like Narat. He's getting all like accusing people of treason. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to just select all my dudes. I want to go see what this kid down here has to say. And then I might go talk to the Archon of War before trying to do anything else here. Boom. My boy Lantry. Okay. I'm going to leave him for now and go and speak to the Archon of War. I feel like that's more important, and I can sort of make my decision later whether I'm going to just kill them all or what. It's weird how these cities don't give the little path on them. Okay, let's go. Hello, guards.
Sorry, I can't.
People training over there, I think. These two still there arguing. It's funny seeing as
There he is.
they are arguing here even after this whole thing has ended in civil war. Right, let's look at this guy. Greetings, Fatebinder. Glad to see Tunan's agent Grace Einerhalf. Ash's troop has no lack of order, but a servant of the court is always welcome. Between our missing commanders and the Scarlet Chorus Lieutenant pinned down, I'm afraid we have our hands full. I suppose I can spare a moment of conversation. Seems our troop has a little maggot of the Scarlet Chorus Lieutenant cornered at Cadio village. From what I'm hearing, it's the same guy who's been ransacking our caravans for the past few weeks. If I wasn't already handling something for Ash, I'd go and skin the filth myself. You being here simplifies matters. Make sure this lieutenant doesn't leave the village with his life. I can go and do that. Got into a few rows with the Bronze Brotherhood, not a pretty sight. Okay. Yeah, it definitely seems like they're Norat allied. I want to see what these guys are saying. His favourite soldier chuckles with disdain at the Scarlet Chorus fire. Consider it, not for a second. We pick our soldiers from elite northern families. We don't recruit from flies buzzing over a mass grave. I just favoured so narrow-minded. My gang strength delivered us across half a dozen battles with a line of fallen enemies in our wake. Not many conscripts can say the same. The question is not a matter of your skill, but of your breeding, your training, your pedigree. Notice the Iron Guards. Noticing you, the Iron God salutes. Hail, Graven Ash, Fatebinder. If I might take a moment of your time, what do you need? This person comes representing a Scarlet Chorus gang. What did you call yourselves again? The Grin and Bleeders. We have a long and storied reputation in the Scarlet Chorus ranks. Killers of the highest order, my gang. Before I was boss here, I ran with the Broken Shits, the Salty Nightmares, the Trap Gang. Everyone made a name for themselves during the war. You made up at least 2 of those gangs, and don't even bother denying it. Just be careful what names you toss around when there's a former boss standing within earshot, you little pissant. I want to say he should probably be allowed to join, but for now, I feel like it makes more sense not to upset anyone.
Have a look here.
Ozma, Quartermaster,
Can't do that.
some dudes, and a dog. Show me your wares. Oh my lord. Oh cool. You can get like all of the gear. There's a sigil of stone, all sorts of stuff. Okay, for now though, I am going to simply sell stuff from here. This is all just stuff to sell, I assume, because it's all the broken swords and stuff. Okay, let's just throw all this stuff in. I need to check those things before I go selling them. And then I'm going to need to check all of this sort of stuff before I consider selling any of it. Because there's a lot of sort of stuff like that I feel like I'm never going to get around to using. See, like this, do you know what? I'm going to sell this, a lot of this like +1 to stats sort of stuff. Because I'm never going to end up using it. Sure, it has an ability which does that basically. There we go. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Just get a load of money. I am rich as fuck now. I can come back there anytime to buy some stuff if I want. Get all kitted out in disfavored stuff if I decide to join the disfavored. Alright. I'm gonna check in here. Then I'm gonna speak to the voice, to the, not voices, the Graven Ash. Oh, he's just standing here, nice. Let's make sure I take one of these. Look at this big old army, this is cool. Okay, so this is just about, oh, what? Okay. During the last battle store, he crouched behind the walls of Sentinel Stand Keep and refused to meet our forces on the field of battle. Why is he so important? He would neither surrender nor impel his soldiers to do so. As such, Kairos decreed that storms would ravage the country until the regent was dead. Free to kill himself, of course, but he was either too proud or too gutless for the task. Why has nobody killed him yet? Because he persists in crouching behind the walls of Sentinel Strand, with the Edict of Storms raging around the citadel. No one has been able to enter or exit since the last year of the conquest. No bird or missive has left the Windwall either. The edict is all the proof we have that Harridan still lives. Okay. It seems like I'll agree with you. I'm just trying to keep my options open, which is one of the reasons people seem to keep unliking me. Okay, so he just wants me to like do some stuff for him.
Can't do that.
I think this, actually probably standing in here, is a good place to end it, right? End it for now. I'm going to chill, not spend too much time on this. Later today I will hopefully stream some vanilla Warcraft for any of you who are watching live. And I'll possibly play more of this or some Dishonored 2. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm gonna try and play some of the Secret of Monkey Island, and then either some Dishonored 2 or Tyranny. And then I'm gonna play Dishonored 2 and Tyranny for the rest of the week until I go to Manchester on Wednesday. As always, thanks for watching. And goodbye. I'm also planning, just as a side piece, to play more of this off stream. I'm gonna play some different characters. I'm gonna start them now. I'm gonna have, some fully either side character, and then a character where I try and just be entirely on my own and not care about either side. So they're all gonna be things that I look at. thank you very much for watching, and I've already said goodbye. Goodbye again. Be right back. All of the things. I don't know if I want to have an ending thing to say, or just not do endings.